Hello, everybody. Welcome to another session of Passion to Profit Summit. I'm here with the amiable Anita Okanigbe-John. You are welcome, Anita.
Thank you so much. A pleasure being here.
Yeah, great. So before we begin, I would like to read out Anita's bio. So Anita Okanigbe-John is a change catalyst and a formidable force to be reckoned with in her generation. She's a sought-after performance coach, an author, seasoned speaker, and HR consultant. She is also the founder of Apex L'Oreal Limited, AOJ Academy, and the Tesori Foundation. Anita is currently an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development, CIPD, United Kingdom, and a certified member of the UK Coaching Academy. She holds a master's degree in human resource management and business from Austin Business School, one of the top business schools in the United Kingdom. Anita was once homeless, a school dropout, and a victim of child abuse. As a result, she suffered acute depression and emotional trauma for many years. However, today, her story has changed and her life is an inspiration to many. Her testimony, as recorded in her biography, Miracle in the Storm, is a source of encouragement to many people across the world. Her television, radio, and magazine interviews, both in Nigeria and outside and abroad, have helped to transform thousands of people across the world. She has been honored as guest speaker in various platforms, schools, events, and churches, where her audience were motivated to take charge of their lives. Whoa, that was a great bio. I really love your bio.
Thank you.
So, Anita, apart from your bio, just give us a brief about what you do and a brief into your kind of.
Okay, so I'm going to sum up everything. I mean, you've already read my bio, so I'm just going to sum up everything that I do in 3 words.
Okay.
Number one, I help people discover their talent and turn it into a profitable business. Number 2, I help people find or discover their purpose and live their dream life, the life that God initially created them to live. And then number 3, I help emerging businesses build sustainable structure for high performance and growth. That's in summary what I do.
That's great. That's short and brief. I like that.
Yes.
Okay, let's quickly. The theme of our summit is passion to profit. So, as I was reading out your bio, I saw that you had the passion for teaching people how to liberate from themselves. I also have heard you speak on some occasions where you were, how would I put it now? You were hammering on passion. Was it passion that drove you to start up what you're doing now?
Yes, it is definitely passion, I would say. I used to, when I graduated from university, I started working with some organizations. I did the first one. I noticed that I was frustrated. I think I just worked a year for them, and I left and went home without even resigning. I just had it. I just couldn't understand, why I wasn't feeling like every other person. They were paying me such a huge amount of money, but I wasn't satisfied. Then later I got another job, same thing, 1 year. Got another job, same, like I had to find out what exactly is happening. I found out that I am not wired to sit in the office, 9 to 5, sitting down, doing the same routine things. I'm hyperactive. I'm a very creative person. So sitting down, doing the same thing, boring, so I just couldn't survive it. Even though I'm being paid a lot of money, it just didn't work. Coupled with the fact that, anybody who lives in Nigeria and live in Lagos State to understand that kind of traffic, mad traffic. I couldn't stand having to spend 3 hours on the road just going to work, another 3 hours, coming back from work. Those 6 productive hours doing nothing, just sitting down. And I needed to do something. And so I started looking for things that I was passionate. Is it possible for me to make money from things that I was passionate about? I love teaching people. I love finding solutions for people. I love helping aspiring entrepreneurs to start something. So many things. I love writing. I love talking. And so the question was, is it possible for me to make money from the things that I love doing? I come across a quote that says that if you do what you love, right? To you is not work. You're just having fun, you're making money. And I found out that was true. So I decided to quit my job and start doing what I'm doing. And I love what I do. I tell people I'm having fun and they're paying me for having fun. And I love the fact that I impact life, and yeah, I definitely will say it's passion.
Yeah, I could relate to the last statement you were making about you love what you do. It's like you're enjoying yourself and still yet making
I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself and I'm being paid for enjoying myself,
Yeah, I remember when I started out in my adventure. I call it adventure. Many people were like, Charles, are you sure this is what you want to do? I was like, me, I don't like to work, right? But I just like making things. I like doing things that I really love and enjoy. But many people wouldn't understand the reason why we are passionate about what we do.
Yeah.
So could you tell us a bit about ideas, how we could develop ideas? Many of us are passionate about what we do, but we don't know how to develop a concrete idea and turn it into a product. Could you please tell us a bit about that?
Okay, before you can even say, I need to start a business, you need to, like if somebody comes to me and says, look, I need to start a business and I don't know how to generate, idea for that business. I always ask questions. My number one question would be, what business interests you? What business are you passionate about? Because you need to know the category of business that you're interested in, you're passionate about before you can even go into it. So number two question is, what frustrates you the most when it's poorly done? Yeah. And number three question would be, what human needs touches your heart the most? And number four question would be, if you have the power and there is no limit, what would you do? So when you answer all those questions, then I'll ask you to generate an idea, round it. So out of that idea, then we'll now look at which of these ideas it's more profitable. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Mm-hmm. So now you have, you say, okay, the human need that touches me the most is maybe shelter, or let's say food. So what is it about food can you do, right? So do you want to feed people who are hungry? Do you want to create a new type of food? What exactly about food? So if you answer all those questions, then you should be able to generate, ideas around it. Now, one thing is having an idea, another thing is turning that idea, into business. They're two different things. Now, for you to now after you've gotten that idea, how do you now turn it into a business? Number one would be when you're sure that your idea is, you need to make sure that your idea is valuable, is worthy. I don't know if you understand. Yeah. Then you need to document it. You document that idea. You research on it. You need to find out, are there other people out there who have the same idea? No matter how unique you think your idea is, one or two people might be doing something, maybe not exactly the same, but something similar to it. So go and do your research. Are you the only one doing this thing? Is there someone else doing that same thing? Where are they? Are they within your locality? Are they in your country? Are they in Africa or UK? Who are they? What you need to do that kind of research. Then document it. How valuable is that idea? Remember, people don't pay for idea; they pay for solution. You understand? Yeah. So when you have that idea, you documented it, you did research on it, then turn that idea into a solution. Right? Look for what people need, what problem that idea can solve, right? Then turn into a solution. From that solution, you can create a product or a service.
Mm-hmm. Great. Could you?
I hope I answered it well.
Yes, you did. Could you give us like a step by step on how to achieve that? Because most of us will be like, I'm talking to you as a newbie now. I know most of my audience will be a newbie. So as a newbie, what are the steps? Give us step one. You do this from idea to product creation.
Okay, so like I said, you need to, for you to now find out what idea is productive, right? Or what idea is profitable. Now, remember those first questions I gave you?
Yeah.
Those first questions, what are you passionate about? What human needs touches you the most? If you have all the power and there's no limits, what will you be doing? What one thing frustrates you the most when it's poorly done? When you're able to answer those questions genuinely, now you begin to ask yourself, number one step will be, what can I do? What are the problems in these areas? Yeah, in this 4 areas, what are the problems? And how can I create a solution for it? There has to be a problem. Now, so you come up with an idea. Okay, so the problem is, let's say the human needs is shelter. Okay, the problem will be that they don't have, maybe new, fresh graduates don't have, for example, in Lagos, we have a lot of high-rise buildings, we have a lot of, big buildings around, and a fresh graduate cannot afford such buildings, right? You would think that a government or somebody should come up with maybe a 2-bedroom flat or a self-contained flat that is very cheap and affordable for, a fresh graduate. Now, so that's the problem. So you ask yourself, what are the solutions? What can I come up with? How can I solve this problem? From there, you can generate an idea. Now, when you generate this idea, you need to write everything down that comes to your head about that idea. Write it down, document it. The next step would be research it. Research on that idea. No matter how unique you think your idea is, somebody else might be doing that same thing. So research. Then the next step would be, are people willing to pay for this kind of idea?
Okay.
Then the next step would be, find the people who have this problem. Because people don't pay for an idea, they pay for a solution. You need to be able to turn that idea into a solution. Your idea must be valuable. It must be needed. If they don't need it, then you could produce something and you just be there. Do people need it? Whatever it is they're producing, do people need it? Is it of value to them? Find out, even when they need it and it's of value, are they willing to pay for it? You might need something, but you might not be willing to pay for that thing. So that's it. So those steps documented, and then when you are done, then that creates a product around that idea. Because like I said, people don't pay for idea, right? So either you ask yourself, am I going to go into service-based business or product-based business? That's why number one question is, what type of business are you passionate about? You want to produce or manufacture something, or is it service-based business you want to go into? So, are we clear on that?
Okay, thank you very much. So, that means if I understand what you're saying, that means we shouldn't just generate the idea. We should know if it's profitable enough and if other people are into it, right?
Yeah. If it's not profitable, then of what use is it? Nobody will buy it. So the question is, are you into charity or you want to make profit? So if you want to make profit, then you have to make sure that people are willing to pay for it. Otherwise, you will not make profit, except you want to generate a business idea, you want to produce a product or go into a business and that you will fund by yourself and then give it out to charity. So you have to decide, am I in here to make money or I'm here to dash money out?
Okay. So there's this one question I've been meaning to ask. Is it a must that we must channel our passion into turn our passion into a business or our talent into a business? Is that a must, or we should just start marketing what other people are doing out there?
Is it a must for you to turn your passion into business?
Yes.
into business.
Yeah.
No, it's not a must, but it makes it easier.
Mm.
Because for me, well, I believe that if you do what you're passionate about, then it makes life easier for you. You won't feel like you're working. You won't feel like you're doing it. But that's how it is for me. You know, I tell you, I'm having fun. I'm being paid for having fun. It doesn't look like, I look forward to going to work. I look forward to doing what I do because sometimes I forget to eat. 6 p.m. I've not eaten. I've not even had a breakfast. Why? Because I love I'm lost in what I'm doing. You know, I forget about food or sleep. 5 a.m. my awake when others are sleeping. You know, because I'm creating one thing or the other. So it makes life easy for you. But if you're not passionate about it, it's going to be a bit difficult. You know, it's difficult for you to really excel in something you're not passionate about. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah.
It's easier for you to excel in something you are passionate about. And another thing I would say is, if you start a business you're not passionate about, when challenges come, you will give up easily. Because every business has a sitting period, right? And so when you are faced with a storm, you will easily give up if you're not passionate about it. So you need to sit down and ask yourself, why am I going into this business? You know, what is the reason? If it's just to make money, then you will fail at some point, because to be an entrepreneur is not easy. To own your own business, start your business is not easy. Challenges will come, you know. And when it comes, what are you going to do? How well will you stand? So that's why I always encourage people to do something that you're passionate about. You know, it makes it easier for you. And so when the storm comes, you are able to stand. And even when the storm blows away your business, shakes your foundation, it is easy for you to rebuild. You know, it's easy for you to start all over again. But if you are not passionate about it, you're frustrated and you give up. And then you start another business you're not passionate about. So it makes life easier if you're passionate about it. But then to answer your question, it's not much that, you know, you must, what was he asking? Turn your passion into business. No, there's some people who are doing certain businesses and are not even passionate about it. But maybe one thing that is working for them is that they are dogged, they're go-getters, and so even when, and then there's also the motivating factor. What motivates you? So you might not be passionate about this business you're doing, but when you think about, for example, a man who is married and had 5 children, has bills to pay, so many things to do, a lot of people are depending on him. And the one, when you remember that, look, I have kids that depend on me, I need to feed them, I need to pay house rent, that is a motivating factor that will drive you to make sure that the business succeeds. So you might not be passionate about that business, but you have something that motivates, that drives you, that you say to yourself, look, I can't go home and look at these hungry faces. You understand? I can't imagine me and my family being thrown on the streets, right? So the fear of being homeless, the fear of, your family going hungry is enough motivation for you to make sure that your business succeeds. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Because I noticed something about we young people of nowadays, that we want to go into, because we see someone who's successful and we don't really know what's the motivation or what's the driving force behind that person.
Exactly.
We just dive in, we want to follow the person's footstep. And
exactly.
But thank you for that. Your answer, that is not a must that you must follow your passion, but passion makes it easier for you to stick.
For you to succeed. Yeah, exactly. Because when challenges and storm of business comes,
Okay. So let's go into product creation. How, because I know you have a number of products out there, and many of us are wondering how you created your product and make it sellable to your audience or to our audience. How do you create products?
Okay. My products are as a result of someone's problem or my experience. I'll give you an example. For the one I call talent to business masterclass, I realized that, okay, when I used to go for speaking engagement, I still do, I realized that I am quite a number of talented young people who are waiting to get a job, but job is not forthcoming. And I see that they're quite talented and they can actually make money from their talent. So, and then that's one set of people. Another set of people say, look, I don't have talent. I don't understand, why this person can sing, this person can write, and I'm just useless. And I said, no, you are not. Now, a lot of people don't know that God gave everybody a talent. Now, you might just have one talent. The next person might have 2 or 5 talent. I don't know how many people are, they're going to watch this that are Christian. We all know the parable of the talent, right? Now, God gave you a talent. It might be just one, but the thing is, you need to discover it. And for those who have discovered it, they don't know what to do with it. So I used to say to this set of people who are talented, but they are languishing away because they're looking for a government job, or one, job in the oil and gas or banking. And I said to them, you can actually turn this talent into business. And a lot of them begin to ask me, how can I do that? And so I created this product. First of all, I had to go do a research. Remember I said research is very important. So I had to go and do a research. I started asking people, okay, so if you have a solution, if you have a program that helps you discover your talent or turn your talent into a business, would you buy into it? Why didn't 99% or let's say 90% of people said yes? Remember, if people are not willing to buy it, then there's really no need. So I realized that, okay, this will be a hot cake. There are a lot of people out there who have talent but don't know what to do. So I came up with this product. Like, okay, this product will help you not just turn your talent into business, but for those who don't have a talent, it will actually help you discover your talent. And for those who think that, I have too many talents and I don't know which one is profitable. So we look at the various, we say, okay, module 1 will help you discover and activate your talent. Module 2 will do this, module 3 will do that, So before I put into the market, I had to ask people, is this kind of thing you really need to pay for? This kind of thing, And then my second product that had to do with people to help people transition from employees to become employers. It was my experience, first of my experience, and then I had to also.
What's your definition of purpose?
My definition of purpose. Well, I would say that purpose is the reason why you as a human being exist, or why a product or a service or whatever it is exists. The reason why that thing was made or you were made. Simple. Okay,
so that means for us to be able to create a product, or let me rephrase, is it a must? What's the correlation between your purpose and idea and product creation?
Now, purpose is the reason why you do what you do. Okay. It's the reason why that product is being created. Why do you have a biro? The purpose of a biro is for you to write, right? Mm-hmm. What's the purpose of a car? Mobility, to move from one place to another. What's the purpose of a phone? To communicate. So the question is, what's the purpose of your product? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Now, passion drives you. Now, you have a car. There's no fuel in the car. It's not going to move. Right? Yeah. So, there must be a passion, like I said earlier before. Passion helps you to, makes it easy for you to succeed, kind of. Let's put it that way. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's difficult for you to succeed in something you're not passionate about, right? Mm-hmm. So passion drives you. So it's like passion is the wheel or the fuel, if you like, of that. And the last thing was idea, right?
Yeah.
Idea is like the raw material of the product you're creating.
Okay.
In a simple English.
Okay, thank you very much.
So you need a raw material
to
produce something.
Okay.
Right? So your idea is that raw material that helps you to produce whatever it is you're producing. Now, the purpose is the reason why you're creating that product. What is that product for? What is it? We know that, like I said, car is meant for mobility, phone is meant for communication. What is your product for? You know, and then passion fuels it, helps you, helps, your success kind of, because when there is a storm, because storm will definitely come. Every business has a certain period. We need people to stand. How strong is your foundation?
Okay.
It's like somebody building a house without a foundation.
Okay.
It will definitely fall.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the simplest way I'll put it.
Okay, thank you very much for that. In your own opinion, which one should come first? Discovering your purpose, passion. Which one should come first? Discovering your purpose or your passion?
Discovering your purpose, definitely. I mean, without a purpose, then that thing should not exist in the first place.
Okay.
I mean, without a car, there will be no need for fuel. So you must have a car on ground before you say, okay, let me go and fuel it. Your purpose is the main thing. I tell people that everything you see on the planet Earth or outside the planet Earth has a purpose. Now, the man who made a car the car was an idea in his head first before it materialized, right? But while the idea was forming in his head, there was a purpose for that. That idea had a purpose. Now, when I create this thing, what is it going to be? Right? So the purpose must come first. Now, then the passion, like I said, is the fuel. It's something that helps you push that purpose, right? If you don't have that passion, God help you, you must have something strong enough that will help you succeed. And in some places, it might be a motivation, So you can, in some cases, in a place where you don't have a passion, you can replace your passion with motivation, right? But purpose, you don't have a replacement for purpose. There is a reason why you, as a human being, you are on planet Earth. God, I tell people, God did not, he wasn't bored and sat down one day, so, okay, there's nothing to do in heaven today, let's just create Charles, let's create Anita. No, I want to believe that he looked into the future, saw a problem, and created you a solution. And that is what every entrepreneur should think. You should think like God. And even the Bible says, for ye are gods and the sons of the Most High. So you want to create a product. What is the purpose of that product? That must be established before you begin to waste money or time researching and you're putting raw materials together. Yeah, so purpose comes first.
Okay, thank you very much, Anita, for that. Cool. We are about to round off. So could you please, in the next, let me put the time frame. Just summarize idea and product creation for our audience out there.
No, I didn't get that.
Summarize.
Okay, so in order to create an idea, then turn that idea into a profitable business, you have to look for a problem that your idea can solve, right? Then you have to document that idea. You have to research that idea. You have to find out if people are willing to buy or pay for that idea. Like I said, people don't pay for an idea, they pay for a solution. So is your product or your service a solution to someone's problem? You have to find out people buy for two reasons majorly, because of a pain point or because of a pleasure point. So you have to find out what are the pain points or the pleasure point of your of your product or your service, and your service or whatever it is that your service or your product must serve a need, right? And you yourself must genuinely care for the people that you are serving. Like it is said that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? Otherwise, you will not succeed. So when you have generated all these things, you've done the research, you found out that yes, my idea is profitable, is needed, is valuable. Yes, people are willing to pay for it. People can, buy it. It meets someone's needs, or there's a pain point, that my idea can solve, or a pleasure point. There's a problem that my idea is a solution to. Then create a product or a service around it. then turn it into a business. But for you to become a business, you need to also find out who your customers are. Where are they? How can they reach you? How can you reach them? You know, they say the world is a global village now. You know, you need to do something we call find your customer avatar. What's the profile of your? Because everybody is not your customer. If you think everybody is your customer, then you've already failed before you even begun. You know, so that would be my summary.
Okay, thank you very much, Anita, for your time and for
Thank you for having me.
taking us through the process of idea and product creation. We are very, very happy to have you on our platform. Thank you very
It was a
much.
pleasure being here.
Okay. So thank you, viewers. This has been another session of Passion to Profit, and I hope that you guys learned a lot, and I did, and I'm going to see you at the next session. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.